Hello, welcome back. I'm Darcy Darkness, and this is Confessions from the Dark Side. And it's Confessions from the Cranky side today. So I'm just going to get the disclaimer out the way. We are full of so much adult content. Some of you may think this is unnecessary, and some of you may think this isn't needed. If you are one of those people, then thanks for checking us out. But I will say this only once. If you can't stand the heat, then get the fuck out of my kitchen. Now, for everyone else who likes what we have here, then the regular scheduled program will continue. Shall we get started? Are we ready? Well, what are we covering today? Well, last week was CinemaCon, and we've already covered the remake, reboot of The Crow, and obviously the reboot of Highlander. Let's not forget that. I'm still pissed off about that. Can you tell? So, today we are going to be covering an article that showed up on my feed last night as original actor and star of the Blair Witch Project. Now, the Blair Witch Project was out 25 years ago, man. I feel completely fucking ancient because I can remember when this fucking film came out. And the article is by IndieWire, and it says the Blair Witch Project star Joshua Leonard slams Lionsgate over reboot, and it's been 25 years of disrespect. Well, the movie wasn't really that great, but again, it was like, well, a lot of like things like paranormal activity and things like that. You can tell where they obviously got a lot of their like kind of ideas. The way it's like the short film, like found footage film. Again, there's been a few that have been like snuff films that have been like that, like Cannibal Holocaust and things like that, have been that way and shot that way to be found footage films. And again, it's a nice concept, but one, fine well, and it's all fucking fake. But it was smart for 1999. So the article starts in back in 1999, Joshua Leonard made his acting debut in the now iconic found footage film The Blair Witch Project. In the last 25 years, he's directed 5 of his own films and starred in dozens of others, but is still fighting to be taken seriously in Hollywood. Do you really want to be taken seriously by Hollywood? It's a fucking cesspool. Walk the fuck away, create something different. That place just needs to be fucking set on fire. At last week's CinemaCon, Lionsgate and BlumHouse announced the development of a Blair Witch Project reboot. Leonard's face was on the press release, but on an April 12th social media post, he said he knew nothing about this project. So again, we've seen this happen a few times at different conventions where they've used pictures of like the previous franchise or the movies that are still technically right now. Like you seen it with the Justice League. They had like the old Justice League up for like James Gunn's thing, like at Comic Con when he was like saying about the reboot and things like that. But they still use pictures of like Ben Affleck, Gal Gadot, and Henry the Douche Cavill. Do you know what I mean? So they still had like their Superman up and things like that. It happens, but again, they're using his face, his name, his idea, and he didn't know anything about it. Now, I do not know who thought this was a good idea, if it was CinemaCon themselves or if it was Lionsgate or Blumhouse. I'm a huge fan of Blumhouse, and so is Lunar. But I don't really appreciate people who have had the originality, the original idea to be ripped the piss out of basically and haven't been kept in the loop. I don't think it's fair for them to use his image and his idea, and I don't think it's acceptable, and I would be incredibly annoyed about it as well. This is my face, my is in capital letters, on a press release for a film being made by 2 major studios, both I've worked for, both I respect, Leonard wrote on Facebook. The weird part, and again that's in capital letters as well, which is mostly him emphasising or shouting, is that I didn't know anything about it until a friend of me sent a congrats screenshot yesterday. My frustration is compounded because I've been trying to get Lionsgate to engage for over a month about a Blair Witch Project charity screening I'm putting together for O Positive Fest to raise money for artists without healthcare, and no one will get back to me. Now, this would be an incredibly good thing for both of them, actually, to get on board with this if they're rebooting or creating a sequel to that franchise, to actually put hype behind them bringing back the Blair Witch Project, to be actually, support the original guy basically for Leonard, what's his name again? Joshua Leonard. If they supported Joshua, then that would be again bringing back the fact that it's 25-year-old this year, which is a big milestone, a stepping stone for a movie still to be watched and liked and talked about because of the hysteria behind that type of movie. And then you have him trying to get a hold of said companies, and they're not bothering us, but they've used his face to pass off that he's behind this, and obviously he is not, which is a bit shady. Leonard added that the news made him start thinking a lot about this time after seeing my Blair Witch Project collaborators recently and sharing memories, sweet and fucked up ones. And he then went on to list a series of assertions surrounding the release of the Blair Witch Project and later navigation of Hollywood. In 1999, the Blair Witch Project's original distributor, which was Artisan Entertainment, later acquired by Lionsgate, claimed to have released the most profitable independent film ever, bought for $1 million, grossed at 250 million plus worldwide, while internally they told us that they were actually losing money from marketing expenses, so we might wind up owing them money, Leonard wrote. A Hollywood insider told the press that we actors were paid $4 million as a buyout for our ownership points, while in reality we made 300k and never saw another dime after buying a car and paying off student loans. Mike Williams was back moving furniture within 12 months of the release while still on magazine covers. So again, using his image and things like that. I don't know what was agreed in their contract and things like that, but back then people got screwed over, and people still get screwed over by Hollywood and the studios to this day. There's plenty of court cases going on and plenty of things that Hollywood like to shove under the carpet. Sin City being one, that's a open case that the creator of that is suing Legendary. Well, not Legendary personally, it's one of the people on the project and a certain other person that I will not name because she doesn't deserve to be named. She can't take accountability for opening a trap during negotiations and cost a guy basically a project. So yeah, I'm glad she's not in the industry, or claims to still be in the industry, but she's not, obviously. Leonard continued that since the found footage film blurred the lines of narrative filmmaking and reality, there were more complex legal issues. Because we had our real names in the first film, the studio claimed copyright. We had to take them to federal court to win our names back, Leonard wrote. There were many factors that made the Blair Witch Project a success: timing, marketing, etc. But there was also the fact that us weirdos got together with virtually no resources and made a film that worked. Can we just go on record and say the film itself, it's a huge part of why we're still talking about it 25 years later? Yeah, because there was so much hysteria around it. Not Exorcist hysteria, but there was still enough hysteria. People were like saying that they were fainting in the cinema. People were scared, and it literally shocked them to their very core. What shakes me to my very core is the people, the fact they thought it was fucking scary and it was funny. So no, it's not really a film that I found scary, but the idea and the concept, well done to Joshua and everybody else who was involved in that project. I don't like it when people are shat upon or taken for granted on their original ideas. And Lionsgate should know better. Everyone should know better because this shit still fucking goes on. So the Blair Witch Project was released in 1999 and grossed a whopping $248 million at the global box office for a movie that they bought apparently for 100, was it not? No, they bought it for $1 million and grossed apparently 250 million worldwide, but they're saying 248 million. So the Blair Witch Project was released in 1999 and grossed a whopping 248 million at the global box office. The feature spawned 2 additional franchise films, plus the Lionsgate operated Las Vegas escape room experience, Escape Blair Witch. I'm so proud of our little punk rock movie, and I love the fans who kept the flames burning, Leonard concluded. But at this point, it's 25 years of disrespect from folks who've pocketed the lion's share, pun intended, of the profits from our work. And that feels both icky and classless. Well, this is what Hollywood is, a fucking cesspool full of people who don't give a fuck about people and don't give a fuck about people's actual ideas and their identity. If they're if they think they can make money off you, then they're not going to give you what your project is worth. And you're probably best to take some sort of percentage in the actual movies, the gross of the movie. I know a lot of people do that. I know, was it Jack Nicholson did it with, was it the Batman films, where he took a percentage of his wage and it would come from the movies. So again, that worked out well, and sometimes it's like a hit or a miss if it's going to actually work out, where you take a smaller paycheck to get better payoffs in the future. So again, not always used, but again, if that is an option, I would probably do that. Leonard later shared with IndieWire that after his Facebook post, a representative for Lionsgate did respond to his charity screening request 6 weeks since his initial outreach. Leonard told Lionsgate that he was deeply saddened it took a public effort to make a bunch of noise, calling the studio out on social media for a representative to reply. That's the only reason where you get replies these days, if you bitch and moan on fucking social media, whether you're telling the truth or not. If you make enough noise, someone will fucking pick it up, usually, especially that kind of stuff, because that's shady as fuck, and bring it to their attention, going, why the fuck have you not done your job? Why the fuck have you not reached out to him? Why the fuck have you not contacted him? Why the fuck am I hearing about this online? After the Blair Witch Project's success, Leonard went on to star in a horror film called Unsane and made his directorial debut in 2011 with The Lie, which he co-wrote and starred in, and helmed 2021 indie Fully Realised Humans. IndieWire has reached out to Lionsgate and BlumHouse for comment. Leonard isn't the only original filmmaker to speak out on a Lionsgate remake, The Crow. Now you know how I feel about this, and CinemaCon did not hold out, but hey, The Crow director Alex Proyas voiced his disdain for any reboot of the film that saw the death of Brandon Lee, the son of martial artist Bruce Lee, who was killed on set during the final days of production when a prop gun fired. The Crow is not just a movie. Brandon Lee died making it, and it was finished as a testament to his loss, brilliance, and tragic loss. It is his legacy that's how it should remain, Proyas wrote on Facebook. He previously said in 2017 via Facebook that any remake seems wrong to me. Which is fucking true, especially when you have the guy from the Snow White and the Huntsman rebooting it, because his movies are always shite. The Blair Witch Project reboot is one of the many horror franchises reimaginings in the works. Original features The Black Phone, It Follows, both landed sequels, with The Exorcist and The Omen receiving new franchise installments. The first Omen prequel has been teased to kick off a new timeline set decades before the original classic. So they not only spoke about the Blair Witch Project there and Joshua Leonard, Lionsgate, and BlumHouse didn't get that much. I don't think BlumHouse has anything really to do with it, to be honest. I think it's more like, Lionsgate, the bigger company. But again, BlumHouse have got into bed and working with Lionsgate. They should know that if you fly with the crows, you get shot with them. So if they do something bad on a project you're working on, then you're going to have to deal with that shit show too. So, were you a fan of the original Blair Witch Project? I went to see it at the cinema because I wanted to know what the fucking fuss was about. And I sat there going, why does she not wipe her nose? I was obsessed with her snot and her tears. Like, wipe your face, hen, even on your sleeve. I know you're in the middle of the woods. It was in the 90s, again, things changed for horror, and I think we've discussed that plenty with Scream, Wes Craven rebooting slashers and horror in 1996, and everything has changed, and it was great because there was this new energy that came to horror around about in the 90s. And I'd really, really like that to be happening now. I'm sick of seeing fucking reboots, and I'm sick of fucking it's okay, like, if they re-release something, like, see if it was like them releasing the Blair Witch Project 25, and maybe you would have like something from when the movie was released, showing the hysteria of the movie. I think that would be pretty good. Showing the hysteria of the movie and what the movie actually did. Could have that in the Blu-ray or in the streamable like version that you buy, or you can have it at the cinema where you have have it released on the same day for the anniversary, to mark the anniversary worldwide, by the way, not just in America or in the UK. This missing out the UK cinemas. Guy Ritchie's done this with his past 4 movies, and he's done it with his new movie, the Ungently Warfare, whatever the fuck it's called. I can't even. That's one film that I actually said I would go to the cinema with my husband to see, and they haven't released it in the UK. So they've pretty much bypassed the UK for America and everybody else, which is absolutely pathetic. And from someone who actually is British, and they're not even releasing it here in the UK, fucking shame on you, you prick. Do you know what I mean? I was actually going to go outside, but the whole thing that I was trying to make my point about was having something to show you then, because maybe some people maybe not be alive in 1999 and they're watching these movies or they're studying these films and things like that when they're at university and college. It'd be good to see the hysteria of that movie, maybe interview Joshua and the actual people who were involved originally in the movie, ask them maybe questions now or same questions as they were asked back then, and compare them now and ask them how they feel the evolution of their wee story from a tiny ass budget, the hysteria and everything that went along with it, and ask them how they feel about it 25 years on. I think that would be a really nice touch to the anniversary of this movie coming out for a 25-year anniversary. I think maybe talking about how this movie has changed this genre. It had blown the doors open for movies to come just like them. Have you been a fan of the Blair Witch Project? Do you think they should maybe show you some before, during, and afters? Do you think that maybe they should incorporate that into like the release for the 25th anniversary edition? I think they should. I think they should definitely show the process, maybe how they come up with the ideas, also what the Blair Witch Project has actually done for that genre, how it's evolved, how things have changed, maybe similarities to camera styles or effects or anything like that. People want to hear this stuff, especially folk that are into film in a big way. Maybe you've not been to university for it or college or whatever, but a lot of people are movie fanatics, and we absolutely love hearing about, how they keep up with that idea and what has it came from any sort of fact. So I think that would be really, really good. It was nice to actually see that a lot more articles are coming out about CinemaCon and not just the big blockbuster things that they were pushing last week. I'm really happy about. I don't think I was happy about much from CinemaCon. The articles that have came out later about other things, I'm excited about. Let us know in the comments below. Is there anything else that you yourself are happy about? Then let me know in the comments below. I am Darcy Darkness. That was an update on the 25th anniversary of the Blair Witch Project. Drama going along between the original writer and creators and Lionsgate and BlumHouse, who are now releasing a sequel or a reboot. Who knows? Will it be good? Who the fuck knows? Will it not be? Who knows? Look at the fucking crow. That doesn't look like it's going to be any sorts of good. If you like content like this, remember to like, subscribe, share, let us know if there's anything that you would like us to do, take a look at, especially if there's any articles that you think I might be interested in. Please send them to confessionsfromthedarkside@gmail.com and I will pick them up there. If you want to reach out to me, my channel is Behind the Mash Reviews. The spelling is on screen right now, and my email is at Gmail. I also have a Twitch, an Instagram, and a YouTube. I can't give but have her not used it yet. Lunar has a Twitch and Instagram. So let us know what you think on our social medias. Let's get chatting about this. All the topics, let's grow our community and spread how awesome the horror community is. Let us know what your reaction was hearing and maybe seeing the future projects at CinemaCon last week. And is there anything that you're really looking forward to? Remember, if you like our content, you can go check us out on Twitter, which is X, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Amazon Music, Spotify, or Buzzsprout. If you want to get us to know us as individuals, like I said, then you can check me out on YouTube, Instagram, Twitch at behindthemash.reviews.com. So Behind the Mash Reviews. I'm Darcy Darkness. Lunar X Rising is YouTube, Twitch, and Instagram. And if you need to reach out to us at any point, like I said, the email address is confessionsfromthedarkside@gmail.com. Darcy, which is myself, Behind the Mash Reviews@gmail.com, and Lunar is lunarxrising@gmail.com. So I will leave you on my tangential rant for the Blair Witch Project. Not the biggest fan, but I do believe that all horror from CinemaCon should be spoke about and should be voiced. And I will see you in the next one. I'm Darcy Darkness. Later.